Hey you guys, and welcome back. It is currently 7:30 in the morning right now. I have a meeting downtown this morning. Whenever I have one of these, I get to leave like a teeny bit later. So I had time to film a video this morning. Today I'm going to be testing out the Makeup Revolution, or Revolution Beauty, I guess, Conceal and Define Full Coverage Foundation. I'm very excited to test this out. I did recently get, well, not recently, back in December, I got a whole bunch of products from Makeup Revolution and I was going to do a brand slam week on them, but then I didn't have time in January and then February hit. This month is just foundations, so in March I'm going to be doing a full week on just Makeup Revolution products. I couldn't save this foundation until then. I wanted to test it out in Foundation February, so that's what I'm going to be doing today. I won't be able to do a midday check-in because I'll be at work, but I will come back at the end of the night and show you guys what it looks like after about probably 12 hours of wear. All right, let's just jump right into it. Thank you guys for watching and let's go ahead and get started. It is freezing in my apartment right now. Well, outside. Just hit like a cold spell. It's supposed to snow tomorrow, I think, and it's just been really cold lately. I did prime my face already with the e.l.f. Illuminating Primer Spray. This is in the shade F815, a huge doe foot applicator. I went with the shade that I thought would match me the most because I bought this offline, obviously. I am going to be using a sponge to blend this out today. Whoa, this is looking really pale. I hope it oxidizes, but I'm going to use a sponge today. I feel like it's going to be a foundation that I would want to apply with the sponge, especially since it says that it's full coverage. It smells a little weird. I don't know if that's my sponge or the foundation, but it does have a weird scent to it. This shade is definitely a shade too light. I should have gone with 9.5. It has pretty decent coverage. It's got a matte finish. It doesn't look heavy on my skin. It blended out really easily with a sponge. It didn't dry too quickly. I think it looks pretty nice on my skin, actually. I don't have anything negative to say yet. It's not emphasizing pores or texture. Kind of like how it looks on my skin right now. I think it looks pretty decent. I'm going to do the other half of my face. I do have the concealer in this Conceal and Defined formula as well, but I'm going to save that one to test it out during the Makeup Revolution brand slam week that I'll be doing in March. So I'm going to leave that one, but this is what the foundation is looking like. Ignore how ghostly and pale I look right now. I'm definitely going to have to bronze up my skin. I really like the way it blended out on my skin. I thought it was really easy to blend with a sponge. It looks really nice and smooth. I feel like it almost looks airbrushed on me. Maybe I'm just not used to like a matte foundation. I feel like I haven't used a matte foundation in a while. It's kind of refreshing to see. I am going to put a little bit extra right on that pimply bit. I think the coverage is definitely a medium to full coverage. With a sponge, you could probably build it up to a more full coverage. I think with a brush, you would get a full coverage for sure because this is quite good coverage for sponge, and then with a brush, it's always a little bit more. I totally forgot to read out claims to you guys, but there's actually no claims on the bottle except that it's full coverage, so I can't really read anything out to you. I kind of like the way it's looking on my face right now. I hope that it doesn't get super greasy or that it doesn't break down and that it lasts well throughout the day because I kind of like the way it looks. It is currently 7:39, so around 7:40 in the morning. I am going to apply the rest of my makeup and then I will pop back in, tell you guys what else is on my face, give you the final shot of what my makeup looks like, and then wrap up the first part of this video. Well, I am back. It's currently 7:52, so I'm just gonna call the check-in time. I think I'm just gonna call it 7:45 because that's basically when I finished my makeup. This is what the foundation is looking like now that the rest of my makeup is on. I think I'm gonna set this with the setting spray. I know I said at the beginning of the series that I wasn't going to use setting sprays, but I feel like I really need it for this foundation. Like, I just think it's looking too matte on my skin. I just feel like I need a setting spray. So I'm gonna set it with my Hydrating Coconut Mist from e.l.f. I just think this setting spray will help it sink into my skin a little bit more and make it look less like a mask on my face. Really quickly, I'm just going to tell you guys what else is on my face. I applied my Charlotte Tilbury concealer under my eyes. I pretty much only applied it under my eyes and then a little bit around my nose and on my chin, but basically not much. I didn't want to apply too much more coverage to my skin. Then I set that with my Milani Prep Setting Glow powder, of course, and I did a light dusting of setting powder on the rest of my face, which I usually like to do. If I'm wearing foundation, I will not typically leave the house without setting it with a powder, and I used the Wet n Wild Photo Focus pressed powder. My bronzer is, as always, the e.l.f. Primer Infused Bronzer in the shade Perpetually Tan. And then my blush today is the Milani Powder Blush in the shade Romantic Rose, which I actually really love. I forgot how much I loved this blush, but it's such a beautiful, natural looking blush. Lips are the Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink Lipstick in the shade Fighter. And I think that is everything on my face. I am going to wear this foundation for the rest of the day. I will let you guys know how it wears, and I will come back in at the end of the night to show you what it looks like. So far, I'm actually liking it. I'm not like in love with it. I do think it looks nice on my skin. Like, it doesn't look heavy or cakey or anything at this point, but you never know how it might wear throughout the day, so we'll have to see how it looks. It's almost to me like an average foundation, but maybe a little bit better than average because it's got a really nice coverage and it feels lightweight on my skin. So we will see how it wears this evening, probably around 6 or 7. I will check back in with you guys and show you what it looks like. Okay, I will see you guys tonight. Bye! Hi you guys, so I'm back and it is currently 5:27 in the evening, so about 5:30. This foundation has been on my face for approximately 10 hours. I'm kind of, I guess I could say, underwhelmed with this foundation. I'm not super impressed by it, but I also can't really think of anything totally bad about it either. I don't think it's a terrible foundation, but I also don't think it's one of the best foundations. Like, I have very flat feelings about this. I don't really like it and I don't really dislike it either. It does look a little bit cakey at this point. Like, it's definitely a foundation where I can tell I'm wearing foundation. On the sides of my nose, I feel like it's kind of caked up a little bit. My nose also looks quite shiny. Not especially greasy, but just shiny overall. The rest of my face doesn't look too bad. I don't know if this foundation is supposed to be super mattifying or anything, but it didn't get too greasy throughout the day. I just feel like I can see it, like around my mouth area. I feel like I can see the foundation, and I know my nose looks kind of red right now. It's freezing outside. It's so cold. I know it's not cold compared to -30 in Winnipeg and Edmonton, but for Vancouver, this is kind of cold. But yeah, so my nose is a little bit red and the foundation is kind of rubbed away around my mouth area. But just even the sides, where my smile lines typically are right there, it kind of looks like it's creasing, and I don't usually have that problem. Creasing smile lines, I don't usually get that issue, but with this foundation, for some reason, I can really see my smile lines. I don't know, I'm just underwhelmed. I think I had higher hopes for it when I first applied it. I actually didn't mind the way it looked on my skin, and I still don't really mind how it's worn throughout the day. I just don't feel like it's one of the best foundations. I don't know. I just don't have extreme feelings about this foundation. It's just kind of there for me. I think if you're somebody who wants better coverage, something that feels lightweight, because it does feel quite lightweight. I know it looks a little bit heavy on my skin around my nose area, but it feels pretty lightweight on my skin. Between the coverage, the shine control, and the feel of it, I think I would wear it again. I don't think it looks bad, like I've said a billion times. It's a good option. It's just not probably one of my favorite foundations from the drugstore. So that completes this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it and found it helpful. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you would like to see more, and I will see you next time. Bye!